If you're brand new to real estate and you just got a license and you want to take one listing a week, that's who I'm talking to right now. I want you to consider when you first get a real estate license, there are so many things that you are told you need to do. You go into your office and your broker is going to tell you you need to attend different training for different things, and you need to learn how to read the contracts and all the disclosures. There's a lot of paperwork involved. You need to order business cards, you need to get some signs, you need to get some marketing materials. There are a lot of things that you can potentially be doing. And then not only your broker, but you get to meet some other agents from your office, most likely average agents in your office, and they're telling you what they're doing and all the things that you need to do. And I want you to think about this. Yes, it is true. There's paperwork involved, and you need to learn how to read these contracts and disclosures and explain it to a seller or a buyer. And yes, you're going to need business cards. There are a lot of things that you need to be doing. And additionally, there's all the training that your office might be highly recommending you attend. Office meetings that happen every week, sometimes even more than once a week, that you're highly recommended or required to attend. And all of this is fine. It's part of the process when you first get a real estate license. What I want you to think about, I started saying, if you're brand new and you want to take one listing a week, I want to talk to you. All of the things that I just mentioned to you are not going to bring you a listing or a buyer or a sale. And unfortunately, I've been coaching real estate agents for many, many years. There are new agents that spend months or even a year learning and getting familiar with paperwork and trying different marketing activities, spending money, and they never get to the one activity that's actually going to get them business. And that activity is having conversations with people. Not when I say people, I'm not referring to the other agents in your office, because they're not going to list their house with you. I'm talking about people you know. That's where you need to start. I want you to honestly think about all of the people that you know, all of them. Because when I ask that question, many agents will say, well, I'm just throwing a number out there. Maybe 100 people I know. And then when you start really looking at all the people that you do business with and all the people that you're in front of on a daily basis, you realize that you may not know them personally and have their phone number or feel comfortable letting them know you're in real estate now and you would like their business and their referrals, even more importantly. You probably, if you think you know 100 people and you really dig and you think and you look through your phone and you think about all the people that you do business with on a regular basis, like your dentist, your hairdresser, the barber shop for the guys, all of the different possibilities, you probably end up with 50% more. Let's say 150 people. So let's go with their number, that number. That's where you need to start. Once you determine how many people you know, first order of business for a new agent is to speak with all of them and let all of these people know that you have a real estate license, and when they're interested in buying or selling a home, you want to be their agent. Not only that, you got to remind them that they may know someone at work or someone in church or a neighbor or a friend that may bring up the conversation about buying or selling a home, and you want those referrals. This is where you start. And this is more important than anything else you do, because everything that I mentioned in the beginning of all the different things you have to do, yeah, you need to learn how to read a contract and explain to a buyer or seller. But guess what? If you don't have buyers and sellers to explain it to, you're wasting your time. The single most important priority that you have to have as a brand new agent is to make money. And you're going to make money by speaking with people and asking for business and asking for referrals. Don't let anybody else distract you with anything else, because there are plenty of things that you can do that might seem easier than talking to people about real estate, but the rewards and the results are not going to show up. Now, remember, when you're talking to people, they may want to buy a house. Buyers can be extremely time consuming and distract you from the seller side of the business, focusing on the listings. Now, if you're brand new, I'm sure you would be happy to have a buyer that you can sell a house to. Just make sure there's 3 things you want to make sure before you put a buyer in your car. Are they ready to buy today? If you show them a house and it's the perfect home for them, it's exactly what they're looking for, are they ready to buy it today? Are they willing to do it? And are they financially able to do it? And then the last one, which is critically important, are they committed to buying from you? You should not spend time with any buyer that doesn't fulfill those 4 things that I just told you about. They may be financially able to buy, but if they're not ready and willing, it's a waste of your time. You're going to show them homes today and they're going to buy a month or 2 from now. This is the typical life of a real estate agent. And then 2 months from now, they drive in front of a house for sale and they call the number on the sign, which is the listing agent of that property. And the listing agent sets an appointment, shows them a house, and they buy the house. And where are you? They weren't committed to buying from you. Huge waste of time. And talk about a great way to be discouraged and think that real estate just doesn't work. There is no one that can argue that listings is how you need to build your business. So stay focused. Have high standards when working with buyers, high standards when working with sellers as well. That's another conversation. But very high standards with buyers, so you make sure you're not wasting your time. So you're going to start by talking to all the people you know. I gave you a number of 150. Let's say you know 150 people. How long could it possibly take you to speak with 150 people? Can you do that in a week? That would be 30 a day. And you're like, well, 30 people is a lot. If you're working 8 hours a day, you should have a goal here. Write this down. You should have a goal to speak with 10 people per hour. That's not a lot if you're focused. Now, if you talk to one person and then you go take a 15-minute break and now you're hungry and now you got to go to the bathroom, you're never going to you're going to spend 8 hours and talk to 5 people. When you're actually doing your prospecting, you need to stay focused in one activity. Get it done, and then you move on to the next activity. 10 contacts per hour. It will take you 3 hours. Now, here's what's fascinating about how real estate agents think. They have other things that they've been told or they think they need to do. And the actual conversations and prospecting is always the last thing that they're going to do. They're going to start the day by doing everything else. I got to attend an office meeting, and then I got this training, and then I got to do this, and then I got to do that, and then it's lunchtime, and then this, and then that. And when all of it is done, then I will get on the phone and I'll talk to people we know. That is completely backwards. Your prospecting is what's going to get you listings and make you money. And that has to be your number one priority. Now, I would imagine that it is your number one priority. What'd you get in real estate for? So you could stay busy all day and make zero money, and then 6 months later having to go out and get a real job. That's not what this is about. And in order for you to be successful on day one, you got to start talking to people. So let's say first week, 3 hours a day, 10 contacts an hour, you talk to the 150 people you know. What's next? What do you do after that? Can you, on week two, call the same 150 people you know and have the same conversation? And week three and week four? No, that's not going to make any sense. How often should you talk to the people you know? Probably once a quarter, every 3 months. So, in this example of 150 people, you talk to all of them week one. What do you do for the next um, rest of the quarter here? You got to talk to people you don't know. And that's obviously always going to be infinitely bigger number than the people you know. Now, this is where most real estate agents put up a lot of resistance. They don't want to talk to people they don't know. Well, it's you're in real estate. This is a sales job. I don't know what you were thinking you were getting into. This is a sales job. Now, if you want to sell 5 homes a year, because that's what the average agent does in this country, you don't need to do what I'm saying. If you're breathing, you'll sell 5 homes a year. You don't have to do anything. You just sit there. Somebody you're gonna the 5 transactions are likely to just come to you. I'm talking to the agents that understand the incredible opportunity to make a fortune selling real estate. And they're willing to do whatever it takes to make that happen. For those people, and I know if you're still watching this and if you're still here, you fall into that category, you have a sales job. And salespeople need to talk to other human beings, not only the people they know, the people that they don't know. If it makes you feel a little more confident and just makes it easier for you to start in the neighborhood where you live. Go knock on your neighbors' doors. That's a great thing to do. You're familiar with the area. You may even know some of your neighbors. Go around 100 to 300 homes, door knocking and having conversations with your neighbors about real estate. Ask them when they might be interested in selling their home. Do they know anybody that wants to buy a home? And I can assure you, if you talk to all the people you know, you may get a referral, you may find someone. And if it's not now, you're going to talk to them again every quarter and you're going to keep reminding them and you're going to give market updates. When you door knock 300 of your neighbors, you may even find someone who's looking to sell the house right now. You may find someone who heard of a neighbor that's looking to sell right now, or know somebody that's looking to sell right now, or in the future. And you start, either you find a transaction at this moment, or you get some leads that you're going to follow up with. And you got to go from there. Every single week, you're brand new to real estate and you're committed to making this an amazing career and making a lot of money. You should be talking to a minimum of 30 people a day. And that's the first thing you do every day. That's how you start your day until your 30 contacts are done. Everything else is a distraction. I want you to think about that, because the other activities, they may seem to be a priority, but they're not. The one thing that's going to make you money is having conversations with people. You can door knock your neighborhood, right? You could also call different neighborhoods. There are systems where they provide you telephone numbers, and it'll be so easy. You have it all on your computer screen and you just dial out. There's even dialers you can use these days. When I was selling real estate, well, there was a dialer. It was terrible. It just didn't work at all. I used to make calls dialing one number at a time with my little finger, which takes a much longer time. You have it so easy these days. So calling around neighborhoods, it's just a great way to find people that want to sell. How about calling expired listings? Think about this. Expired listings. Their house was listed until yesterday. And now the listing ended in the multiple listing system. If you want to find somebody who wants to sell, go directly to an expired listing because they were just selling yesterday. They may tell you they don't want to sell anymore or they're going to take it off the market. Normal to hear that. I'd be thinking like that too if I had wasted 6 months with an agent that couldn't sell my house. But expireds are a gold mine because you're going directly to the source. How about for sale by owners? Even better than expireds because there's a small percentage of expired listings that are not going to relist the house right now. 40 to 50% relist within 3 days. And then there's some that are going to wait a few weeks and some that may wait a few months. For sale by owners, they all want to sell right now. They don't just want to sell, they are selling it. There's no better prospect for you to talk to than a for sale by owner. Remember, you're looking for a listing. These people are selling their house and they don't have a real estate agent yet. It doesn't get any better than that. You can call, you can door knock, and I said minimum 30 contacts a day. Number one priority. Ideally, 50 contacts a day. 50. Ideally, you're brand new to real estate. What else do you have to do? Everything else that they're telling you have to do is a distraction. Your only job, if you're working 9 hours a day, is to find transactions, find clients, find listings. So minimum 30, ideally 50 contacts a day. If you do this 5 days a week, you don't even need to work on weekends. I'm talking about Monday through Friday. Start at 9 a.m. every single morning, talk to 50 people, and then you go do everything else you need to do. And I can assure you that you are going to start taking listings. You may not take a listing on the first week. You may, or maybe not, or the second week, but your work is going to start to accumulate. You're getting better at what you're doing. You're getting better at these conversations. You're talking to enough people that you're actually likely to find someone, and you're building a pipeline of some future leads too. FSBOs and expireds are not future leads. FSBOs and expireds are immediate. It's immediate business. Don't buy into the story that you're going to follow up and follow up. That's a way. That's the wrong mindset. But if you're calling neighbors, if you're door knocking your neighbors, you're calling neighborhoods, you're talking to the people you know, you're going to build a pipeline of referrals that may end up actually listing the property 3-6 months from now or even a year from now. You're building, you're building, you're building. And maybe all of a sudden, week 4, and you take 3 or 4 listings. It's going to happen. The challenge for you is to stay consistent because there's always something else to do that may seem more interesting, more fun, but not profitable. So stay focused, do what you're supposed to do, and you're going to have an amazing real estate career. That's all there is to it.